Now listen here, chaps and chapettes. This episode is full to the brim with bad mojo. We've got blood-covered sex machines, spunk cupping, sexual assault, and some tame by comparison, good old-fashioned murder. If all that is too much for you, man the fuck up, bitch. This is the Untitled Sci-Fi show, not some namby-pamby, second-rate celebrity interview podcast. Get over yourself. A little off script, but I'm pretty sure that's what Rob wanted.
You get separated from the unit again. I'll find you and shoot you myself.
What's in here?
Hello, dog.
I've been to another planet, Ma.
Would you like to hear selections from the score?
No.
There's a place called tomorrow, a place of joy.
Not of sorrow, can't you see? It's a place for
Thank you.
you and
That's quite enough.
Now this is a story all about how... I know I can't sing that because it's got Will fucking Smith in it, haven't I? Oh, sorry, ruined it.
Womp womp. And that's the end of the show, ladies and gents.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm still recovering from the
What we
film.
watched.
Still recovering, and the long messages I had with Jem today, and the strong opinions your wife has on the film are great to hear.
Oh, very strong
We'll
opinions.
get to that, but first, guess the intro.
Guess the intro.
Enter authorization code.
Okay, so nobody got any rights. So do you think you got them all right?
I did. There were two that I've not seen that I had to do some digging. As I say, I avoid using AI. Instead, I listen again, listen again, and try and bits together what I've heard to then find the film.
Mm-hmm.
There were two. The other four, absolutely, I knew what they were.
There's only one I haven't seen actually this time.
Oh, really?
Normally I do pick ones I don't know myself.
Was that the one I went to the cinema and saw?
Oh no, you know what? It's because one of them I'm about a quarter of the way through watching now.
Ah, okay.
I'm not going to talk about how I'm watching it, but I'm able to watch it.
Okay.
So, it actually, I've seen 4 and a bit of these. No, 5 and a bit of these. 4 and a bit. Well, maths. First one. Is it the top's number 1, right?
Yeah.
Hello? Hello,
Easy.
can you hear me?
Easy one for anybody that's been listening to this show.
Yep, because it was one of our... I think it's probably one of the top-rated films we've done. It's Inner Space.
Yeah, and I've done a clip from it before too. When in the lift, I did the... This
You
is
did,
the
yes.
lift clip, but I think I did another bit where he sneezes or something.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, Inner Space, yeah. We love that
wonderful
film. We love
film.
it.
I'm certain that they used Inner Space as the inspiration for when one of the minions goes inside Irene for Monsters versus Minions.
I
or
think you're
Monsters and
right.
Minions.
I think you're right with that because we've saw Minions.
Which
versus
is because
Monsters
of
together.
the whole colour grading that they use, everything. It looks just like I can picture in my head when he's first kind of in the body and he's just wakes up from being knocks around. It's like, where am I?
I'm looking forward to when that's been out on streaming platforms and more people have seen it, and then we can go on IMDb and see a list of all the bits
that's what I'm waiting for, because there are lists already, but they are massively full of holes of things that weren't included that are definitely there.
Yeah. All right, next one.
There's bear creatures chasing us. Big alien gorilla wolf motherfuckers, I swear.
Now, I only saw this recently.
I never saw it.
About 6 months ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody brilliant.
It does seem like cool.
It's so good.
It's got I think it's what got the guy who was in the new Star Wars films famous. It got his name out there, which I don't. The guy who plays Finn. John Boyega, that's it.
It's a really good film. It's Jodie, what's her face from Doctor Who? Whittaker.
Oh, is she in it?
She's in it, yeah. It's just really good. It was done by Joe, as in Adam and Joe.
Oh, was it?
I'm not sure if this was his first, but he got awards for it. It's bloody brilliant. Such a good British film.
Name it?
Attack the Block. Sorry.
Attack the Block. That's correct. Next one.
We are you. 30 years in the future.
And we really regret getting where we are, so we've come back to take over. No, it's the Tomorrow War, which I really enjoyed.
I enjoyed it. It's a very interesting premise that they go back in time to get their parents. Well, yeah, it really fucks with time. The
idea
stuff.
Of going back and going, you're going to die anyway, and you're going to die within this period. Therefore, if you survive this, you can go home, but it doesn't really matter if you don't, because you're going to die anyway during the invasion.
The thing is,
really
though,
dark.
They to be able to do that, they have to be going on the premise that you can't time travel back into your own universe. You create a fork, because these parents might not have had the kids at that point yet. Some of them. But all the decisions that are being made have led up to those kids being able to come back.
Yes.
So by going back, pulling them out, has completely changed how. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So it's impossible for that scenario to have happened.
He sat there wishing he'd pulled out when she comes through and goes, you're coming.
Which is why you'll never see a time traveler, because your timeline is the timeline that never sees the time travelers.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd done a bad job, actually, with the whole timey-wimey, stringy-wingy thing.
I enjoyed the film.
It worked quite well.
I liked the monsters. I thought the CGI was pretty good as well, to be fair.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't glaringly bad like Disney films, so, you know.
Oh, we've got Disney stuff to talk about, haven't we?
Remind me.
Doctor Doom.
Oh, yes. Next one.
Slow boil. The biological side effects of flying deep space.
Got this on DVD.
So this is the one I've not seen, Pandorum.
Yeah, Pandorum. I've got it on DVD. This is where one of the guys is talking about what it's like to get the Pandorum kind of brain virusy thing. People are going nuts in space. Okay. I think it's to do with.
Is it space zombies?
No, I think it is to kind of like it's to do with what happens to people when they go through deep space flight. It sends you mental. And that's what Pandora is, if I'm remembering it correctly. Anyway, it's an okay film. Okay is what I'd say.
Oh, it's Dennis Quaid.
Yep. Got some people in it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. I might watch that at some point.
I'm sure if I can find the DVD, take the DVD. I'm sure I've got the DVD of it. Next one?
Yeah, go for it. Next one.
I just want to live.
I had to do that.
That was an incredibly short clip.
Because his voice is so recognisable for anybody that watches YouTube.
Iron Lung.
Yeah, that's Markiplier in his film.
I thought was very good.
I'm about 25 minutes in, I think. The only thing is I keep watching it during the day, and as someone who's in my house, I have no curtains here.
Yeah.
So it's impossible to see it.
Correct. You need to watch it in the dark, which is why at the cinema it worked very well. What I found with it for me was because I'd never played the game, I'd never watched the bloke on YouTube. I would have quite liked the lore to have been explained out a little bit more, and maybe you see a bit more rather than this, not necessarily rushed dialogue at the beginning, but you get a very short, small amount of this story read to you. And then we've basically just got him in the submarine.
Well, from my understanding, I don't know if the game tells you much either.
Oh, no, it doesn't. From what I understand, it doesn't. But for me, when it comes to a film, I would have, even if it had just been a handful of clips like they do in things like Marvel films or Doctor Who, where you just see worlds being happy and then suddenly people and things disappearing and whatever else. Just little bits like that would have been, for me, not necessarily required, but because I really enjoyed the film. It's just more, I would have liked that.
Yeah, Iron Lung. Did you go see it with Pseudo?
Yeah,
because I remember you did ask me, but I couldn't go. Yeah, I think I am going to start it again. I just remember I've seen, because Markiplier's been on Corridor Crew and spoke about it. It has the most amount of blood in a film ever, and he did all of the CGI stuff. I think himself, learned how to do it, did it.
Oh, really?
Wrote it himself, directed it himself, starred in it himself. Very low
the theme
budget.
Tune, sang the theme tune.
Sang the theme tune, very much so. Yeah, I really admire him for doing that. I think it's brilliant. And now he was enamored by the game and thought, you know what, this could be something.
Yeah, and they tried to craze for him, didn't they? What did they? They released a film at the same time.
It was Disney.
That was it.
So it was From Hell or something.
From Hell.
You might have gone to see it, yeah. So that came out at the same time. And he only could get he was only meant to have it out for one day at cinemas, and ended up trying to get more, and Disney were pushing it out. Not quite as bad as what they did to Tarantino, which is why he doesn't like Disney at all.
True.
Did I tell you what Disney did to Tarantino?
I'd vaguely heard the story, but go for it.
I think it might have been Reservoir Dogs. Someone correct me on that. They had a film coming out, and they basically said it was his favorite cinema that he loved as a kid, always went there, and he had got the slot for a week to play Reservoir Dogs there. And Disney had come out and said, no, you're not going to play that. You're going to play our film. And if you don't play our film, you'll never get any Disney franchise film ever again in your whole existence. So they had to fold. They had no choice. So that's why he doesn't like them. And they didn't do it quite so bad to Markiplier, but they did push things, I think. And a lot of the mainstream media weren't even talking about Iron Lung, and he wasn't charting, even though there were numbers to
Send Help.
Send Help. Yeah, the numbers were implying he had greater numbers for his film than Send Help did on that opening weekend, which would have made him the biggest film in America for that week. But a lot of the places purposely didn't count him inside their charts, which meant Send Help was the highest film for that week, when arguably it wasn't. It was actually Iron Lung.
Right, and yeah, I'm just reading up here, and basically Iron Lung did incredibly well. However, Disney released Send Help at the same time, and that got number one, which caused large numbers of people accusing Disney of manipulating the box office system, when realistically they had a multi-billion-dollar film with a large number of actors that people know on a film that more people are going to likely go and see, because Iron Lung was aimed at a far smaller indie audience.
What people are saying is there were websites which count the numbers which were not counting him in numbers at all. That's what people were complaining about. Not everyone was uniformly using all the numbers. Some of them weren't using Iron Lung at all, not acknowledging that it existed. Anyway, last one.
You're lucky we weren't monsters. You were yelling like a girl. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad.
Okay, I don't sound like that. My voice is not that high pitched.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
Really good film, this.
Never
really
seen
fun,
it.
Really fun.
Love and Monsters.
Yeah,
never
really
seen
fun
it.
film. So it's about basically monsters are now kind of real, and they've been working on, but basically they're real, and everyone's in hiding from them. And it's all kind of it's a comedy, and they've got really cool comic-y kind of drawings and stuff. And then he's going on this pilgrimage to, I think it's to find a girl that he loves or something from when he was younger or whatever. Anyway, it's very good.
Okay.
It's fun. A lot of fun. If it's on streaming, find it, watch it. It is good. It's enjoyable.
Nice. Okay, I'll dig that one out as well.
Stop.
Hang on. No, I get to go in. Tell me I get to go in the room and I get to have a drink and I'm on my own. True, but...
The room?
Yeah, the club. I get to go in the VIP lounge.
The Winner's Lounge.
The Winner's Lounge, yeah, the room.
The room.
Look, it's got rubber padding on the walls. It's wiped down. It's hardly a Winner's Lounge.
Look, there's a room for everyone in the Winner's Lounge.
And it had a weird seat and a car wash thing.
Look, there's not much I can do about the smell, okay? There's only so much Dettol in the world. So, what you been doing?
Right, what can I say on record? Right, finished Running Man, the Glenn Powell new one.
Oh, good.
I really enjoyed it.
But?
No, it's not a but it does feel like the end is quite rushed, and it's almost like we've kind of run out what to do here, so we're just going to cut to black, and then basically rewrite the story a little bit so that we can have our final say and it's all positive at the end. I don't know how the book's meant to end. I don't know if the book's meant to end negative. I don't know if the book actually ends like this or if this follows the book properly at all. It just kind of feels like you're on this final scene. These things happen and you think, right, well, that's the film over. But no, it's not. And then you get kind of this 5-minute reprise. So not bad. Really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun with it. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
You'll come away and say, oh, no, that was really good. But I think you'll have exactly the same feeling I did, which is the end just ever so slightly doesn't work.
Right.
It's still fine. And it's no well, it's no worse than the original Running Man film, which is just a classic. It's ridiculous, it's stupid, but it is fun. It's certainly no worse than that. It's not a Total Recall.
Oh, okay.
I forgot it's me, isn't it? Still talking. So yeah, I finished Running Man. Then the only other film I've watched this week was Mission to Mars.
Okay.
And I've always meant to watch it. And in my head, I'd already got it muddled up with something completely different, which is the Ghosts on Mars or whatever that film was.
Oh, that we'd watched.
Did we watch that? Did we?
Well, with a robot, and then they go on to... Oh, is that the moon? They go onto the moon. With Zulu. No, Chekhov.
No. That's Moontrap.
Oh, yeah, Moontrap.
No, Ghosts of Mars, 2001 film. A Martian police unit is sent to pick up a highly dangerous criminal at a remote mining post. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. It's alien zombie things. Had Ice Cube in it before he did terrible... Well, actually, it's a bad film, so maybe this just extends on to War of the Worlds.
Maybe it's a prequel.
Jason Statham was in it.
Oh, okay.
Clea Duvall was in it. There's some big names in it, but the one that I watched was Mission to Mars, and that I'm just looking up the date now. I'm going to say it was 2000, and the names in it impressive: Tim Robbins, Gary Sinise, Don Cheadle, Connie Nielsen, Jerry O'Connell. There's some big names in it, and the whole story. Tell me if you've heard this one before. Something goes wrong on Mars. They send a rescue mission to go and rescue them. There's only one man left alive on Mars that they go to rescue. The rescue mission goes a little bit wrong. They eventually rescue him.
Lots of rescuing.
Sounds a bit like The Martian, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a bit.
There's also, and this is before Andy Weir wrote The Martian, there's also bits which I'm guessing they've just taken from science, which is obviously what he did. I would hate to think that he based his book on this terrible film. They go to rescue Don Cheadle, and they find the... in fact, they even call everything the same. So the habitat. They call it the hab in this, and they go in, and he's made his own environment in there with plants and fire and dripping water onto whatever it is, like they do in The Martian.
Yeah.
So it's obviously taken from ideas about terraforming and how we could survive on this planet. Anyway, the problem with the film... 1 minute, it's really terrible CGI. There's a brilliant whirlwind that comes out of nowhere, fires a rock into someone's face, which you think, ooh, that's quite nasty. Then the next minute, someone gets sucked into the whirlwind, and you see them do that horrible, very typical kind of 90s, super fast spinning, where it's just been obviously stuck into Photoshop, and just like, yeah, just rotate it a few hundred times. And then they just explode into chunks of people. And it's just like, that looks awful. So that was pretty bad. But then you get the model ships, and they look fantastic. And then you see Don Cheadle looking like a tramp, and then you think this no longer looks fantastic. And there's all these bits going on. And the whole premise of the film is that they land on Mars for this mission. All of Don Cheadle's crew get killed by this weird thing that suddenly happens and comes out of nowhere, but he's left alive, and he thinks it's because they've got to find out what the secret is, and that's why he was allowed to live. Rescue crew comes, that all goes wrong. They manage to leave their ship that's exploding, float through Mars just perfectly to the other emergency escape vehicle that's orbiting Mars. So they managed to spacewalk to that, holding each other. They then crash land that onto the planet, drag all the stuff out of there that they need to find Don Cheadle. They then discover what it is, and it's the face of Mars, and it's a giant white sculpture of a human alien face on Mars.
Right.
And once they realise they need to broadcast the tune of their genetics to match whatever they'd sent, no longer do they get this whirlwind attack thing, and they can go in it. And there's a single alien lady there, and she's very sad because all the other an asteroid hit their planet, destroying it. So they all fucked off, and she decided she'd stay. And she throws a cum-soaked tissue at Earth, and that's how Earth's life begins. And she watches this giant hologram, and I'm sure you probably would have seen it. There's I don't know where it's from. There's an old clip of a Native American looking across land, and there's rubbish on it, and you see a tear roll down his cheek, and it's been copied in God knows how much. King of the Hill copies it. You get this point where the planet dies, and then it zooms in on her face, and you just see this alien's face.
Is that like Dancing with Wolves?
A tear drips down her face.
Right.
And then basically one of the astronauts decides, well, my wife's dead. I'm going to stay with her and learn about aliens, and we're going to go off traveling around space, and then you guys can all go home and fly home and be safe. See you later. That's the film.
Right.
Some of it's really good. Some of it you kind of get into, oh man, this is really good. And then it got to that bit. And it's like, wow. I thought the weird alien whirlwinds were jumping sharks. This is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And it's so badly done.
Oh.
So badly done.
What a shame.
So yeah, there was that. And that's it really. I've not really watched much else. Except for High Life, of course. Game-wise, we've got a bit addicted to a mobile game.
Okay.
It's called Snake Clash.
Was that like Clash of Clans, but you're snakes?
No. So it's basically Snake.
Mm-hmm.
T saw it on his tablet as an advert and played the advert game, and we decided to let him download. And it turns out the adverts on it are atrocious. However, for now, if you set your phone to airplane mode, you don't get fed the adverts.
Oh,
and it
nice.
allows you to carry on playing.
Oh, cool.
So we're fine with that at the moment. And it's pretty addictive. You basically just get your snake, you've got to level it up, and you get a playing field. You've got to go and eat the other snakes before they get too big and can eat you.
Well, it sounds like Snake IO, whatever it's called.
So I think it's by the same people. And you've got, a time limit. But then what happens if you've survived? There's a boss always going around the outside of the playing field. And each time you beat him, it goes up. So I think my one's like 3,000. You've got to attain 3,000 points. Right. Otherwise, he eats you. Whereas if you get above the score, you eat him.
Right.
And then it's quite nice because then you get these blocks and gems and you build your little island. And once you've beaten the boss, you complete the island and then you move on to the next level and you start building that island.
Okay.
So it's quite quaint. It's really non-offensive. And especially if you put it on airplane mode so you don't get adverts, it's fine. But otherwise, Bob's Burgers, YouTube as normal. Oh, Brew Stew. I've sent you a couple of the videos.
I've been watching them. They're hilarious.
I am obsessed with this man on TikTok.
I am now.
So
so
I'm just sat there watching them, and they make me absolutely cry with laughter. The man is a genius, and he's just telling stories from his childhood.
Yeah.
But putting an adult spin on it. And it's utterly, utterly brilliant. I watched the Cub Scout video where he's like a scout, and it's just like, this is just wonderful. This is the sort of life I wish I had.
There's when he's talking about, I can't remember his price now, but he's talking about his daughter. And like he's got like 3-part one where it's like worst dad in the world or whatever, part 1, part 2 and part 3. Those are quite funny.
Oh, there's one where he's saying about sending his Christmas list to Santa.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, I got to the post box and I realized, hell, I'm skin Taz. I don't have any money to put postage on this. How can I get this to Santa? And then his mate, who's like Marco, who's this wimp next door. Oh, we're going to go and see the Santa at Kmart. It's like, why would Santa come to Kmart? Do you need to go and buy crack? And then, my stepdad's taking me. So the stepdad comes out and says, everyone got their pistols? And they put out pistols. It's like, what's going on? But they get to Kmart and the stepdad walks up to the counter and he goes, hey, I bought my daughter and my fake son to see. It's like, what? You can't say that.
No, it is funny. You got to watch them to really appreciate them because also the animation is so funny.
Oh, it's very much like I can't think of the name of the animation now. It used to be on Facebook all the time. I can't remember it, but it's of a very certain type. When you see it, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, Brew Stew, BREWSTEW, very, very funny, and I've spent a lot of time watching that on the toilet. What have you been up to?
TV wise, we are now up to date with House of Dragons, which is wicked. The Game of Thrones stuff, love that. And well, I don't think it's finished. I think we've just seen all the episodes that are out. And we have finally actually watched the other Game of Thrones series, which is called Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That is really good because that follows a hedge knight over the course of only like 3 or 4 days at a tournament, really confined just him and his squire, basically. Really good, very funny.
Okay.
They really were lent heavily on the British accents and British humour of that kind of universe that they have. So they've really done that brilliantly.
I've still never seen anything Game of Thrones or Game of Thrones-esque.
Game of Thrones is a very good show. I was obsessed with it. But I did fall off, like a lot of people did. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon, but I did fall off on that last season. I think the way they ended it was, whilst no one was expecting it, it was rubbish. It just all this build up and all these things. It's not George R. R. Martin because he hasn't written that far in his books, but he did tell them what he planned. And I think the people that wrote it they didn't close enough ends. You know what I mean? I would be so up for them to just redo that last season. Even if they're like, okay, look, we're going to redo it and this is how we're going to do the end. We know that's what everyone wanted and that's how George R. R. Martin is now deciding he's going to end it or whatever. I don't think that is the case with him. I don't think he's ever going to finish it. Genuinely, I think that because the show's done, I think he's lost the love for it. Probably because he got a lot of hate, I reckon.
Well,
it got too big for him. I think it got too big for him.
All I ever remember of him is the South Park episode where they go and find him. It's like, when are the dragons coming? Come in, I'll tell you. And then they're just constantly going backwards and forwards. And they're not coming, are they?
Yeah, that's very much what Game of Thrones is like. But House of Dragons, you're straight in. Like, because I always love the intrigue part of Game of Thrones. I love the intrigue bit, but I also do like the fantasy elements of it. You know, because they're, again, all the fantasy stuff, they were quite grounded. It wasn't like fairies and stuff. There was a few bits. The three-eyed raven stuff I thought was a bit yeah, and there were some weird kind of foresty little weird creature things. But again, I thought they were a bit meh. Could have done without any of that.
Yeah.
But you know, the White Walker stuff, all the stuff the other side of the wall, the dragons. You know, there's like a disease thing as well, where the Stonekin disease thing. All these little things like that. And the god trees, like clearly the gods are still influencing the world in some way because these gods, all those things, great. All with Game of Thrones, like what's the word I'm looking for? Just like it interplays between lords and knights and kings and all that kind of stuff and backs him. All that's brilliant. Just the end, they ruined it. But House of Dragon doesn't have any of that baggage. It's a prequel. All of the story is online because he's written all those books. He's finished them. And they are following it pretty well that I've noticed so far, because occasionally I do check and go, did this happen? What happens to this character? And I'll read ahead because I don't mind.
Gotcha.
And so far, yeah. And the same with the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. He wrote 3 books. And the first series is the first book. They've followed it as far as I can tell. I haven't read those. I've physically read, as somebody who doesn't actually read, I physically have read the first 2 Lord of the Rings books. And I found them very difficult to read.
Yes.
I find reading pretty difficult anyway, not because I can't read. I just, the way my brain works, I reread pages and zone out. And, you know, so you're sitting there reading, I find quite difficult. It's not
I end up skipping paragraphs.
Yeah, it's not a relaxing thing for me. I get more anxious about finishing a page or finishing a chapter than I do enjoying that page or that chapter. Or I listen to the books, because when I listen to the books, totally different experience for me. So I did read the first 2, and I found them very difficult. The way he writes, I don't particularly like. I like what he writes, but the way he does it is not my cup of tea.
Fair enough.
Whereas Lord of the Rings, I've read The Hobbit now twice. I've read it for myself and I've read it to tea. I really like reading that. That's quite, the Lord of the Rings books are quite deep in their own way.
Well, The Hobbit
but it's
was
different. He just writes differently.
The Hobbit was aimed at children. It was a
he
children's
wrote for his
book.
kids.
Yeah.
And I've read physically the first Lord of the Rings, but I started reading the Silmarillion a while ago, but now I haven't sat down and read any more of it. That is meant to be a hard book to read.
Yes.
Because of all the names of stuff. Anyway, that's beside the point. They're the 3 things I've watched. That's all I've watched. All the rest has been, I've been doing stuff for the studio on YouTube. Finished the playthrough of the tutorial of
You finally completed it.
No, I haven't. Total War Warhammer. I'm not doing another part. Watch part 7 when it comes out. When's this come out? The same week or the week after this comes out, the last part will come out. And enjoy 40 minutes where there's not a single battle.
Gee,
it's only on there for closure for people, basically, because I got really frustrated by the end of it.
Did you see one of the comments on one of the Warhammer videos? I've played Warhammer for years and I'm yet still to play the prologue.
Yeah, I did see that, yeah. I was like, I'm playing on easy as well. Anyway, God. Like, I don't know if I'm going to go back to that because the 40k version is coming out this year. And I think that's more... I know how to play it. I can't imagine that's going to be much different. It's the same Total War. The buttons are going to be the same. I'll probably play the tutorial on my own, not filming it.
Fair enough.
And then maybe I'll do a playthrough for a few missions or something. Anyway, because that looks wicked. Loads of Will of the Shames. There's one coming out where I literally almost rage quit. I was so infuriated by it. And I don't tend to nowadays get annoyed by games in that way, but people will see me play one of them and I get really annoyed. And it's because of the controls. Just figuring out this wall jump in one of these games. I don't want to ruin it because I want to tell you the games that come out. But yeah, doing these wall jumps, I kept failing and I kept losing because I couldn't do the wall jumps. And there's no tutorial. I don't tell you how to do anything. So there's that. Still playing Little Misfortune, and then I've had played Super Ukulele Kart.
Yes.
That's what I played. I sent you a code. I tried to send James one, but we hadn't been friends for 30 days on Steam, so I couldn't send it.
Oh.
So I sent it to... do you remember... what was their show called? What's Wrong with Wolfie, guys?
Oh, yeah.
So they have a gaming one. They do a gaming website and reviews on YouTube, and they're brilliant. And I'm going to have to put Valentino in it because now I'm saying it, I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called. In fact, I'm going to pause it because it's not fair. I'm going to pause it. Right, sorry. It's Jason, obviously. Jason. But so many games. I suggest you go find them. They've got a website. I'm pretty sure it's just so many games.com or .co.uk. But they got reviews on YouTube of indie games and stuff. They are very good.
Awesome.
They get different people to come on and do it. Anyway, but Jason's brilliant. He's a really nice guy. He used to hold competitions on their Discord channel.
Oh, I remember. They give away codes.
And they would give me a code. I actually won a few codes from it. I can't remember what the questions even were, what we had to do now, come to think of it. But yeah, anyway, I completely lost track. Yeah, so I sent him a code for him to try. But if anyone's played Mario Kart on the SNES, specifically the SNES one, the old 2D planed kind of looking ones.
Yeah, it used the called it System 7.
Yeah.
That style of graphics.
That's how this plays. Same view, same layout of courses, that kind of thing, but a bit more 3D and purposely pixelized rather than being. That's how they had to do it. Artistically styled to be that way,
and they've thrown modern mechanics into it.
But,
so
yeah.
like sliding to get a boost and various other bits that you get in the modern Mario Karts and that you get in from Diddy Kong Racing or Sonic Racing. Those mechanics are in there now. It's just it looks retro.
Well, they did have drifting in the SNES one, but you didn't get a boost from the drift, if I remember correctly. So you could hop and turn and get slightly better corners. But yeah, anyone's familiar with any of these car games, you hop, wiggle left and right on the D-pad or whatever to get that little bit of extra boost and then shoot around the corners. That's in power-ups and stuff. But this is just a time trial. I've got a video up on somewhere in the studio now. Go watch it if you want to see. It's a lot of fun. I recommend you try it. TJ, see if you can beat some of my times.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to try and get it installed on the Legion Go because I think I've got the adapter that can put that onto the streaming kit.
Good.
and I'll do my video for it.
After rewatching my own recorded footage back, I've seen some corner cuts that I could do.
Ooh.
So I'm going to go back and try some, which I don't normally do time trial stuff. I had this exact conversation with James earlier, so I'm almost repeating myself. Never really did time trial. I only ever did time trials on Diddy Kong because there was unlocks associated with it.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'd never do it any other way. But as this is the only way to play it, I'm kind of getting into it. And you'll see when I'm playing it, I do get into it, trying to figure out what's the best places to use the boosts, when I need to, there was a particular corner on the second level that I was struggling with until I realized you take your finger off the accelerator, don't brake, don't drift it, finger off, and then on again, and you get some tight angle and you get the perfect angle on that corner. Trying to figure out, like, the first level has this little boost pad right on a corner that's really hard to get, so remember you've got to go wide and in early to get that boost pad, which I could never do. So I was kind of getting into it. It's about 25 minutes long, the video, but yeah, it'll give you a good idea of what the game's about. And there's no release date yet. I imagine it'll be next year. I can't imagine it'd be expensive. I'll be very surprised. I mean, Yuka Replay is like £22 on Steam.
Yeah, I was going to say,
which I plan on getting.
I'd aim for £20 to £25, I think, as you said.
Yeah.
I'd hope kind of Christmas.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And it's supposedly going to have a story mode aspect to it, like Diddy Kong did, rather than just being Grand Prix. It's going to have like a story, which is really nice. And that would make it even more fun for me, But that's it, really. As I said, loads of studio stuff. Yeah, that's it. And obviously, my life.
Before you go to that, hang on. This is the sort of game, so this karting game.
Yeah.
And these sort of developers are missing a big trick now.
Mm-hmm.
As much as it is September, and I don't really want to say the word Christmas, but Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the original Lemmings?
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing game. And then what did they do on the front of things like Amiga format around Christmas time? You got Christmas Lemmings.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a full Lemmings game, just Christmas levels. And some of these I just do think some of these indie developers, these developers that are making games that are £20 to £25, and they do keep them updated on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
They would do so well if they say, oh, by the way, it's Christmas. So for this month, there is a Christmas theme applied to it. There's Christmas specific things to it. And
yeah, well, you get a lot of that in MMOs. The Guild Wars 2 does that. They do seasonal stuff. They'll do Christmas stuff, Halloween stuff. The Halloween stuff in Guild Wars 2 is brilliant. And then they have other little bits and bobs. But at least the MMOs that tend to do that, really. A lot of it's all battle pass stuff now. Like all the shooters do stuff like that.
Yeah, but this is what I don't want that.
Yeah, the indie guys could probably do stuff.
Update a game as, oh, we've done 12 fixes this week, and next month, oh, we've done an additional level, or we've changed the level slightly here. Just that little bit of extra love around kind of seasonal things, I think you could have a lot of fun with. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people would really appreciate it and make them go, no, I'm going to pay 25 quid for this.
Yeah. So have you heard of a game called Mecha Chameleon?
I really want to play Mecha Chameleon.
So that's 2 people made that game, right? It sold 15 million copies.
Yep.
Then it sells for $9 each. I worked it out that after Steam cuts, they've each made over $20 million each.
Yep.
And like, they'd been making loads of games before, and one of them was interviewed and he said, oh yeah, the back end of all the multiplayer stuff, we just ripped from one of our other games. That was no work done. We'd already done it for a Penguin game. So we put that in. And then we basically just made the paint elements of it.
We should probably play it at some point, me versus you, and get a couple of other people like Mark involved, because I think it just looks like it should be our cup of tea that we could have a lot of fun with. But they've already got cheaters. Have you seen any of these videos yet?
No.
Literally people cheating. They see the person go up and then they suddenly stand still, and then thousands of dots appear over it, all in different colours. And it's almost like a dot matrix printer printing down them, and it's the perfect picture from behind them, just painted onto them.
Oh, but where's the fun?
Well, the good point is then whenever the people that have been spotted, the other players have just coloured themselves bright red and just chosen the point emoji, kind of emoticon, pointing at that person. And then they often then just quit the game because they realise everyone's just pointing them out. So
but
it's
you
like,
want to play it for the half the fun of it is the people who can't paint.
yeah, exactly. Oh, look, there's Spider-Man over there.
So they make up like different ways of doing it. Well, like I've watched a lot of Burnt Peanut playing it, and like there was one where it had some penguin cuddly toys, and he just sat down next to them and cuddled himself like a penguin.
Yeah.
And he made it to the end. There's like little bits like that, or someone made like them towels draped over a rail. He made himself look like a towel draped over a rail, and they didn't get caught.
My favourite one was someone went into the fetal position, painted themselves grey, and became a very stubby cock and balls on one of the sculptures.
I did see that one too. Yeah. Yeah.
Even as the person hunting, I don't think I'd shoot you because I've got so much respect for that.
Yeah.
It's
And
just,
you do see some people who are very good at it.
oh god, yeah.
And they're not cheating because you watch them paint it, and they're like bloody Monet, you know. But yeah, the funniest ones are the bad ones that get away with it because they just do something so ridiculous because you're watching them do it. But if you're not expecting someone to just be stood there like a candle, like there was a Minecraft level, because obviously people have made like modded levels.
Yeah.
There was a Minecraft level, and each bit of a fence had a torch on, but some of them didn't. So somebody just made himself the square one, stood on the end, and coloured himself like a candle. Got away a torch and got away with it. And we all know what torches look like on fences in Minecraft, but he got away with it.
Genius.
Yeah.
Love it.
Accessing library computer data.
So we watched Robert Pattinson, isn't it, in High Life.
And that's enough said about it.
And
spin
thanks
the wheel
for watching, listening.
So, you know,
2018 this came out, by the way.
almost every other episode, I say, hang on, we've got to stop talking. You've got to say what the story of the film is and walk people through it before we
I
talk
don't
about
know
it.
what to say for this.
We can't do that with this because it just is so...
It's all over the place.
1 minute they're on the prison ship, next minute they're on Earth, next minute they're on the prison ship, next minute he's got a daughter, next minute the daughter's now a teenager, now they're back to killing each other.
That shocked me. I thought that was his girlfriend. Because it goes from Robert Pattinson has, at some point there's a baby. Right, no, we can right.
See
right,
what I mean?
I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
here we go.
The film starts. Robert Pattinson is on a spaceship with a baby. Okay.
And we know babies
and we have
taste
no
best.
concept of why. He's on the outside fixing a ship, fixing a bolt and a nut on a ship, and the baby's crying, and he's talking to the baby, and the baby's got some television stuff on. My first problem with this whole show is, where does the momentum come from for him to drop the ratchet and it fly off in the distance? There's no momentum. You can let go of stuff.
It's explained.
In space.
It's fully explained, and I'm really annoyed to say that the science adds up.
Why? How does it explain it?
They have continuous momentum. They are moving at 1G continuously. So
they're accelerating constantly because it's not attached to him.
So that's why the bodies, when he throws them out the door, drop.
Okay.
And that's why when he drops the spanner, it rolls off and drops off. They're constantly accelerating, leaving them with 1G of gravity, which is why they have gravity, which is why at one point they say we're now getting towards the black hole and they're all strapped into the chair. We now need to start decelerating.
Okay, right, fine. Okay, right, shut up, Robert. Anyway, he then comes back in and he has to do something on a computer, and he has a little bit of a monologue telling the computer that he's not happy about stuff. And then it just kind of goes into a story about where everyone else is. He's kind of monologuing a bit, isn't he? And it's just explaining about everyone else is dead in some way. And then it's the past. And there's no real time jump. It's just the next scene. It then has people. And there's an implication almost there that they're there now. That was part of the time now. But you learn after a little while that no, actually, we've just done a time jump and we're now in the past. And the film makes its way through how I'm going to really shorten this, how every crew member dies.
I wish the film had.
Basically, that's it. It explains how every crew member met their fate. That's a massive simplification of the entire film.
Yes.
Because a lot happens. And also, it does do a little bit awful scenes when they're on Earth, which completely can be cut, and they do not add anything to the story whatsoever.
They just confused us even more.
They were supposed to be, like the Mia Goth one is supposed to be telling you why Mia Goth is the way she is. It explains fucking nothing.
No.
She was just homeless. That's it. You didn't even need to say that. But basically all the people who are on there are criminals or have nothing at home, so they're there. But I'm pretty sure they're all criminals. No,
they are all criminals.
Right.
And that's what, there's this 3-minute scene where a woman is interviewing an old man on a train. Oh, why are you going to the conference? Someone must speak about this. We have been sending people into space to do these experiments with the idea that once they are done, that their punishment is done and they can come back. But we fully well know they aren't coming back.
Yeah, do they even know they're not coming back? So, yeah, as I said, everyone dies at some point in time. And then it cuts back to Robert Pattinson on a bed with a woman, right?
Yeah.
And you don't know there's been a time jump. And no pointed to you. I thought that was just one of the women who were on the ship and he had decided to have a relationship with her. No, that's now his daughter who's grown up teenager.
Correct.
Because we're now, I think it's meant to be 18. I did work it out because they had the numbers. They said the numbers. I think it's 18 years.
Yeah, by that point, it's 17 or 18
She's
years.
either 18 or she's 20. It's one of those two. It's either now on 20 years or it's on 18 years and she was 2 or whatever. Anyway, It's something like that. And you don't know that until a few scenes later she calls him dad. And you're like, fuck, that's his daughter? I thought they were fucking. You know, like, and for me to say that when no one listening has any concept of why what I just said made Tom laugh, okay, that is a completely legitimate thing to say
about
based
this
on
film.
what fucking happened the hour and a half or whatever before that scene. And then they go in a black hole. Oh, and there's some dogs. That's
and
it.
the dog spaceship.
Yeah, and end of story. Right, that is the biggest I could possibly say. The easiest way of saying what this film is. A lot of stuff happens. It is fucking dreadful.
Yeah, a lot of things happen for apparently no reason, rhyme, or anything else under the fucking sun.
Look, we have seen some bad films.
Oh,
right?
This is the worst film we
War
have
of the
ever seen.
Worlds
This is worse.
It was terrible. So was that other Alien film we saw, which never had the alien that was on the case.
Correct. It had it for like 5 seconds.
They're bad because they're just bad films. But they're a little bit...
Alien,
It was supposed... Yeah,
it was after the drink.
It was taking the piss out of Romulus or whatever it was, but it wasn't anything like it at all. They're bad. But you know they're bad. They're cheesy. They're badly written. They've got no money.
At it and you go,
but you're like,
oh, this is so
what a
awful.
rubbish film. This, you're like, fuck me, end it. This is the worst film we have done. And we hated that New War of the Worlds film. That was a bad, bad film. But the reason why this is worse is because it was fucking trying, and the guy who wrote it and directed it thought he was making some high art fucking bullshit. But really, it was just bullshit. I said to Jem, I think I said something like, this felt like it was written and directed by a prepubescent teenage boy.
Yes.
Who was obsessed with cum and rape and fucking and masturbation.
Jem said this is like a toddler has written a story with everything they know about space at this point.
And sex.
So to give you an idea of how bad this is then, ladies and gents, this is the conversation we had Saturday night.
Mm.
My message, Tubi, T-U-B-I, has the film for free. Rob, unfortunately, I am aware. Unfortunately, I am 40 minutes in. Unfortunately, it's not even halfway through. Tom, do you think you'll make it through? Ha ha. Rob, well, I've just suffered through the fuck box sex chair and the white gloop and all the blood. Did you finish it? Tom, we've only just started. I'll shut up, enjoy. It's Rob. An hour later. 40 minutes later. So it's been 40 minutes for you now. Lol. Tom, yep, fuck chair done. We're stopping for the night. Rob, you ain't seen nothing yet. Me, oh, for fuck's sake, I can't wait. ...
And was I right?
Oh,
the fuck chair. Right. A 3-minute, unedited, other than fancy movements, scene of a woman masturbating to a fuck chair. right? 3 minutes. If you think about what gets cut in films normally, the director was there in the cutting room floor going, "Oh no, we can't cut this. Oh no, this is integral to the plot." She's getting rammed by that massive silver dildo on that straddle chair.
Basically, there's this straddle chair, and she puts a black Johnny on a little silver vibrator dildo.
She does it quite deftly, I will say.
She does. She's very good at doing that. And then she basically rides the fuck out of it. Now, the two disturbing bits for this for me was, A, what is all the white gloop coming out of that room when it's her?
Yeah.
And 2, she comes out, and this chair, she's putting on her white doctor's uniform again, which, by the way, not a spot of blood. Why am I saying about spot of blood? The chair is coated from top to toe in blood.
It's absolutely obliterated in dark crimson shiny blood
and there's
everywhere.
And there's not a drop on her anywhere. No. It's just all over the seat.
Fucking everywhere.
And then the world's worst car wash drops out of the ceiling. And I'm just looking at it going, that's not going to get into the crevices. That's not going to get into the cracks. That's going to leave chunks. No.
It's like a thick-headed mop comes down and just spins on top of the dildo.
It's out of something like Red Dwarf. You know, it comes down.
Yeah, cleaning bar. Yeah.
Like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The sort of thing that would come down and clean the chair off. Someone's just been evaporated.
It was dreadful. And like, so that's like not, that room isn't a secret. No, they all use that room. It's a pleasure room.
Doesn't.
I think. Robert doesn't. Yeah, I think that they call it like the pleasure room or something.
Yeah, they can all go there and they can all use this room. And then when they all finish, a long river of white goo pours out of the room.
I think that's spunk. Now I know obviously it's not hers. I think she's putting all their spunk in there. Again, that's a statement that makes total sense when we get to what she does.
Because she makes them spunk in a flask.
Yeah, but
and then gives her drugs.
Yeah, but what does she do with it?
She's shoving it inside herself. She's artificially inseminating the women. Her entire job on this ship is to make a baby.
But some of them are doing spunk all the time. So she's going to have a lot of leftover spunk. She could be putting it in the machine to try and shove it in her.
I don't even think she's using the machine, mate. I think she wouldn't put a condom on it. I think she's basically just douching herself with it whenever she fucking can. No, I don't think it's. I think the whole idea of it is that maybe once you're done in the room, it cleans itself with you in there. But why on fuck has the chair still got blood all over it? I can't explain that.
Yeah, and so she comes out the fuck room, has an interaction with Robert Pattinson, and he basically calls her a sexual deviant. He doesn't like her at all. And then you get the shot of the blood-soaked chair with the thing coming down to clean it. And then a weird shot of like half the screen is like the wall and then the floor. And then just this white gloop that looks like spunk just starts draining out the machine across the floor.
Yeah.
And you get a few shots like that throughout the film. This gunk makes its appearance multiple times. And it looks like spunk. So,
but it also apparently also looks like breast milk, which apparently the director had no idea what breast milk looks like.
Oh God, the breast milk scene. We'll get there. That's
the milky titty scene. Yeah.
Poor me a goth covered in fucking bloody Cravendale. So.
Oh no! I've spilled my condensed milk.
Oh no! Is it blue cap or red? Like.
It was gold top, the best of all of them.
It's got lumps in it. Oh, no,
why did you say that?
I hated this film so much. So they're all prisoners. They're all like criminals, and they're there on the ship to do some kind of test with black holes. So they have got a captain, they have got a pilot, and they've got a doctor. Now the doctor is a criminal as well.
Yeah, who's murdered her own babies.
She murdered her own children. Awful. Now,
thankfully, you don't see that on the screen, whereas everyone else's history they get. Yeah. But no, she's just, I did do it.
She also has been tasked with trying to
inseminate,
to see why babies can't get past kind of the gestation period and birth in space, basically.
Yes.
And there's a horrible bit where one of the women, literally, she's pregnant. She says something like, "I really hope my baby dies," or "I really hope that I miscarriage," or she says something really fucking dreadful.
It's basically they all managed to get pregnant, but they never managed to go full term, and a lot of it turns out to be that the prisoner's just like, you're artificially inseminated.
Yeah, they
don't
want
get
to
the
be,
choice,
yeah.
so we are just straight up doing this and killing our own babies because we don't want to be doing it.
Yeah, she's doing it against the will. But the way she collects the spunk is that the blokes go in, they masturbate into a cup, and then she gives them some kind of drug that some of the lads are addicted to. Particularly the guy who is in the Game of Thrones House of Dragons. So,
was he the rapist?
Yeah, so the lad who played, I did write it down. So anyone who watches House of Dragon, the guy who has the one eye, the son who's like, he's got the biggest dragon. His name's Ewan Mitchell, and he plays Aemon Targaryen. That's who he plays. He plays Aemon Targaryen in House of Dragons. He's in this as a young man. And yeah, he's a wanker. He clearly wants to fuck the doctor, but I think
he wants to fuck anything with a pulse.
He has a terrible scene where he tries to rape someone and then ends up getting killed himself, which is fucking deserved for, trying to rape someone. He tries to rape someone, then the girls fight him and he punches the shit out of one of the girls in the face and breaks her nose.
Yep.
She ends up killing him.
Bear in mind, everyone at this point, except for the rapist, is cable tied to their bed. For whatever reason.
I think that's because it's the doctor doing that, because she's drugging them.
She's drugging everyone, which is why she rides.
Yeah, so Robert Pattinson says to the doctor at one point, I don't want any of those drugs, you put enough in the water, because that's what she does. You see a scene where she puts 3 cupfuls of some stuff in the water purifier, and then that night she rapes Robert Pattinson, so he comes inside her, and then you see her. Oh, so gross! You see her squat down in the hallway and cup, and just squeeze. I'm sorry, everyone. Squeeze the spunk out of her into her hands, and you see her with cupped spunk in her hands as she walks back.
Oh, then just squats down and starts shoving it inside her. Oh no,
she's getting out because she then puts that in Mia Goth.
Yes, that's
right. How Mia Goth gets pregnant. But before that, you see Mia Goth douching herself to get spunk out. It's so difficult to talk about this without being gross. So I'm sorry if anyone's squeamish.
Yeah,
maybe you're all cackling.
Maybe
with
have
laughter.
Valentino at the front saying, "Warning: this is not for the light-hearted."
Karen, love you. I bet she's there cackling. Listen to you and me talking about spunk and douching.
I'm just looking at IMDb here, and Claire Dennis is the person that created this monstrosity.
Is a woman.
According to Claire Dennis, High stands for outer space, and life for the life. Wow.
Or is that how deep it was?
That's the depth of it. I mean, I've also read somewhere else.
So space life.
I also read somewhere else that the initial script was just things happening and wasn't actually a script. It was just descriptions of things happening.
Well, that's what the film.
So I'm
Films
guessing
are just
I didn't guess they
watching
didn't
things
actually
happen.
I don't think they bothered doing a script. I think they just stuck with it. The only cool thing I found about this, and it was something Jem pointed out to me, in this film, the little baby was Robert Pattinson's friend's daughter Scarlett.
You know what?
Which is why she interacts with him so well.
I was going to say, I've written in my notes, the child actor, the baby actor, brilliant. Robert's interacting with her, is acting with her, brilliant. That is a genuinely very good aspect of this film. It's so believable that he cares for that child, and they play off so well together. Let's praise the film. That is very good. That's very good. The science bit, no sound in space. They got that right. Every outside shot, there is no sound.
But the space suits on the other side are shit. They look awful.
Yeah, I found it weird when he shoots everyone out into space. He puts them all in spacesuits. Well, now if your spacesuit breaks, you're fucked. You've got no spares.
Exactly what I just said.
Just chuck them fucking out with no spacesuits on.
Exactly what I said. I said you'd keep at least one back just in case something goes wrong.
Keep them all back. They're all dead. Just launch them into space. Who cares? They're dead. If you and me are on a spaceship and I die, don't put me in a suit when you chuck me out the window. Just chuck me out the fucking window.
I'm going to say this might upset a country, but it explains a lot.
Mm-hmm. Which country are you going to upset?
The script, which Claire Dennis wrote with her longtime collaborator, screenwriter Jean-Paul Fajou, was first written in French. It explains a lot.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, French art house.
It's French art, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an art film at this point.
There's a bit where at some point they get to, I'm just going to go all over the place, the bit where they get to a black hole to do a test, and the pilot's meant to be the one who goes and does the test.
And you only know she's the pilot because
she
5
says,
minutes before,
yeah.
you can't put me to sleep like the others. I'm the pilot.
Yeah. And Mia's already had the baby at this point, and she's gone mental. She fucking skulls the pilot, gets in the spaceship herself, and does. It's supposed to be, they're supposed to fly and then boomerang back off the black hole, and whilst they go around collect data to send back to Earth, because they're trying to find out. They said they need to find out the information of the spiraling black hole to send that back to Earth for infinite energy.
But
that was the plot.
But is that the black hole they're going to, or is it a molecular cloud? Because on the screen it says molecular cloud.
There's
and that's
a
where
molecular cloud in front, in the way.
Right.
So
okay. Because obviously, 18 years later, they're traveling to another black hole.
That's a different black hole, yeah. But they're doing a boomerang. You can see on the computer screen, it's doing a boomerang around that black hole, but there's debris.
Gotcha.
The molecular cloud is debris that they couldn't see, and that's what kills her.
And allegedly, that's all very true. It's called spaghettification, and it's been
I've heard that,
it's been suggested that you basically get stretched and warped, and that's what happens.
Explodes
that's what
inside
happened.
her suit.
Yeah,
Basically.
it's pretty grim,
which is a grim thing, but reasonably well done, I suppose. Another point, they find another ship, and it's just a ship just like theirs, but it's full of dogs.
So yeah, the experiment for this one was just we loaded it with dogs, and can they survive? And obviously they do. So they managed to have babies, but humans can't.
Yeah, I don't know what they're eating, but yeah,
each other.
I guess so. There's another guy who decides he's going to sleep in the not Avery, the kind of garden.
Oh, the
area.
garden, yeah.
Doesn't
That's
explain how he does.
Andre
He just,
3000.
I think, does he kill himself? That was Andre 3000.
That was Andre 3000.
You did say he was in this. Didn't look anything like him.
Yeah, that's Andre 3000.
Oh my God, I feel like an idiot. You did say that in the last episode, Andre, and I completely forgot, and I watched the whole thing and I never clicked that was him.
Yeah, and we don't know how he dies either. He just lays down to go to sleep in the garden, and then they fade him out.
And then there's a big pile of mud. I think he offs himself.
I'm guessing so.
That's the impression I get, because why would you just die? Or so I have an issue with the captain. So there is a captain, and he has a disease. Now, what was it he has?
Oh, I thought he had a stroke. But
no,
okay.
but he has a disease. She says he has something. It might be leukemia or something.
Right, okay.
He has something. Let me just check if I wrote down what he has.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, that's one of my biggest gripes with this film. The mumbling. I know Robert Pattinson often mumbles, but it's so hard to hear anyone clearly in this film.
Yeah.
No one seems to speak with clarity or definition. It's just, I hate you. So, okay, I missed the first part, but I get you hate them now, so I guess we'll just live and accept this.
Yeah. So, he has...
8.
A 90s cult Scottish sitcom, The High Life. That
certainly sounds better than what we watched.
Robert. Okay,
right, do you want to press pause?
Yeah, let's pause it. So yeah, right, he has leukemia. So the captain has leukemia, and where the rest of them, the radiation doesn't affect them, because he has leukemia, he's getting drastically affected by the radiation. It's basically speeding up his disease, right? To the point where eventually he has a stroke.
Yes.
Fucking terrible thing. He acts it quite well.
He
to be
does.
fair. He looks like somebody who's had a stroke. Now he's on the bed. He survived, but drooped one side of his face, paralyzed on one side, and he's in some kind of relationship with the doctor, but they don't really say. There's a gross scene where she's like in front of a fan, and he kind of touches her up, and she's really blue ballsing him, like rubbing into him, but then saying, "No, you can't have me." Anyway, so he mumbles some last words to her, which I think he said he does say, because I looked it up. He asks her to suck him off.
Yeah.
I think he pretty much knows that she's about to kill him, and he's like, one last blowjob.
Yeah,
basically.
we can work out what he said.
Yeah, one last blowjob is basically what he says, or put your mouth on me. He says something like that, and she denies him and kills him.
Yep.
Puts something in his intravenous drip thing and kills him, and he's dead. Now, I want you to remember this plot point. She cuts his finger open and takes a chip out of his finger.
Yes.
Right. And
Which
puts
is
it into her
how
own.
she can then
So,
do the reports.
One
which
thing
is
we
important.
haven't mentioned, every 24 hours, they have to go to a computer and say what's happening on the ship so that the life support will continue for 24 hours. Okay. Now, unless I missed it, she never takes that chip out of her finger when she jumps and kills herself out of the airplane in the airlock.
Yes, she does.
Does she? Right, I
Literally,
missed it.
she stands in
I
the
missed it.
airlock,
Okay.
looks at the camera, points her finger, cuts it, puts it on the shelves to the right, and then steps out the airlock.
Right, thank you. I missed that. I must have looked away to write a note. At
Which
that very
wouldn't
moment.
be any use because it would have surely depressurized.
It would have
but-
gone out of the airlock with her.
Yeah.
So thank you, because that when I was watching, I was thinking, what does she? Immediately, I was like, what does she do with the chip? So I must have been writing notes right at that moment.
No, I just have zero time for this film, and I'm just reading notes here that again IMDb bits and pieces. Claire Dennis about the film. The film for me is not so much about sci-fi. It's rather about tenderness in space. It's about trust.
No, it's not.
Fidelity.
No, it's not.
And sincerity.
No,
It's
not.
about you wanting to do a fuck box and have cum. I know my films can be brutal and violent, but this, to me, is one of the most heartwarming films I've ever made. What the actual fuck?
Is she a fucking crack? Did she watch her own film?
It's about the bond of a father and his daughter in this spaceship, and to me, that's very emotionally powerful.
Okay, look, in her defense, she's not completely fucking wrong. There is some connections there between Robert Pattinson and that child, and also when she's an adult. You know, you can see a father-daughter relationship there. I feel massively sorry for her growing up on that ship.
Yeah, fair enough, but
It just, fuck, I hated it. I hated it.
no,
I hated it.
I genuinely, there was not. There's one redeeming bit for me,
Mm.
and that is finally. And this
It
is
ended. The
no,
credits.
It did end, yeah. No, very, very much to me. No sci-fi film ever tends to do it. Red Dwarf did.
Mm.
They've made the ship practical. Every sci-fi film you see, it's either a hot rod fucking design, it's long, it's slender. These are literally just rectangles with an engine strapped to them, and that is it. And that's absolutely perfect, because realistically, if we're going to travel to the stars, we don't need to make things that are these beautiful design, these things that are pretty to look at. We just need giant boxes with engines that can carry us these distance. Form over factor is what most siege films go for, whereas this has gone with factor and functionality over everything else.
I guess because when it's in space, it probably doesn't really need to be aerodynamic.
Well, no, it doesn't.
It just
that's the point. It doesn't.
If it's built in space, it doesn't need to leave an atmosphere. It's
Which is
never
what
gonna
these
go
things typically would be.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, I'll go with that.
And Red Dwarf's the same. If you think about the shape of Red Dwarf, it's not aerodynamic. It's
Mm-hmm.
designed to crash into a planet, to mine it, and then go back home.
Yeah.
They think about the functionality and the design of it. Whereas, I say, every other fucking film, they always look really super cool. And that's not what you would do.
I'd say the same about the interior of the ship too. It's very functional. It looks realistic. It looks industrial.
Yeah.
There's no flair.
Oh, God.
Like gross looking panels on walls and
The Exercise.
yeah, there's just running.
We forgot about the exercise scene where they're crawling what looks like they're about to perform in a West End stage show as cats or something crawling towards someone. That's the exercise on this shit.
Yeah, they're clearly just running around the circulation of the hallway, aren't they? And then she gives them their little bit of water at the end.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this now because I'm actually done talking about it. I've had enough. No, reading this has actually just made me think this is just a fucking vile film. Monty is imprisoned because he committed a murder back in his childhood. Claire Dennis stated that this backstory is loosely based on the 1993 murder case of 2-year-old James Bulger, who was murdered by two 10-year-old boys who were found guilty and sentenced to 15 years, becoming the youngest convicted murderers of the 20th century. She based a fucking character on child murderers who butchered and buggered a little boy. Fuck off, no.
So
I'm sorry, no.
Robert Pattinson was that little boy who killed the dog and killed the girl. Is that what they were saying?
Is that Robert Pattinson's character, Monty? Is that what... Hang on.
I think that's who Monty is.
I thought Monty was the rapist. Either fucking way. Yes, it is. So yeah, his character was based on the murderers of James Bulger.
So yeah, I do want to press the end record bit, but there's a flashback because not every character got a flashback. Black guy didn't get a flashback. The rapist guy didn't get a flashback. Only Mia Goth.
No, the black guy only got a fade
and Robert
out.
Pattinson did. Yeah, that guy just wasn't in the film anymore. He probably had the most legitimate backstory too. He had a wife who had decent emotional feelings of why she didn't want him to go away, and he did it anyway. You know, he was quite a well fleshed out character. You got backstory for that dude. You don't know anything about Pilot. You don't know anything about the girl that stabbed the rapist. You don't know anything about the rape. Never explained any of who they are. They're just dickheads. Anyway, sorry. So there are some flashbacks of a little boy and who's walking his dog. Yeah, it is him because he says he was raised by his dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a little boy who has this gorgeous little dog and look what looks like his sister. And then just like walking through a forest. Next time there's a flashback, the dog is drowned. There's a dead dog drowned. And the little girl finds it. Next time there's a flashback, the girl is stabbed to death. And the implication for me was that boy killed the dog, then killed the daughter. And I'm assuming that's who Robert Pattinson was. And you're saying
yes,
it is.
It is.
But fuck off. I hated this film.
I hate it even more. I fucking hope it burns in fucking hell. It's disgusting. No, sorry, that's actually really put a real bit of taste in my mouth.
Transfer complete.
Right, we're here again for another Untitled Roulette. Please, lords of random sci-fi, give us something that doesn't involve raping and murdering, please.
Yeah, that would be greatly appreciated. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Repo Man, 1984.
Repo Man, 1984. I almost thought that was going to be a remake.
I wonder if they have done a remake of this.
I think they have with the guy from Tron and Deadpool.
Oh, no. That's so. There's a film called Repo Man, and I'm pretty sure the modern one is about that they go around taking people's organs when they haven't paid their medical bill.
So what's this one about?
A young punk recruited by a car repo agency finds himself in pursuit of a Chevrolet Malibu with a huge $20,000 bounty and something otherworldly stashed in its trunk.
Okay, cool.
And the advert is just playing slowly in the background, and someone opens the boot and gets turned into a skeleton.
Oh, nice.
So that looks quite fun. Right, let's find out where we can watch it, because we've recently discovered that Just Watch isn't infallible.
No, it has got a whole streaming service that isn't listed on it.
So, which we found very annoying. So I nearly ended up buying High Life, and I'm fucking glad I didn't.
That would have been a sad buy, wouldn't it?
It would have been. Right, so it's only rent and buy on here. However, the new app we've discovered is called Tubi, Tubi.
Yep.
Now, I've got a feeling this is owned by Amazon.
Okay.
And it seems to have a huge amount of films.
Random stuff.
It doesn't have Repo Man.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
we'll have to buy
But it
this
has
one.
got Law Abiding Citizen, Rambo Last Blood, Mr. Deeds, Tank Girl. It's got loads of films on here, loads of TV as well. Loads of good films on here.
Okay. So that's that. Repo Man 1984.
Yep,
On
that's
the
the
next
one.
Command functions are offline.
That's it. Another episode. Thank you everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry we spent nearly half an hour there talking about spunk. But what can you do? It's where the roulette ends.
It is.
So we are Tom and Rob. I don't think we introduced ourselves at the beginning. I'm Rob. That was Tom.
I don't think we should have.
We've got nothing to do with Studio Channel 84, okay?
Yeah, we have nothing to do with High
We're
Life.
not part of it. But we are really. Studio Channel 84. We are a indie podcast network, and us in particular are obviously the Untitled Sci-Fi Show and the Variety Show, the main one, the only one, the real variety show podcast. Everyone else is a fake and a liar and should be hung, drawn, and quartered. Part of the show Channel 84 crew are Karen Adam from Lightly Used, Ross and Simon from Who Takes the Socks Off, John and Mike from Pocket Knockers, and obviously Leighton from the stuff he does on YouTube. And you can find all about all of us on channel84.co.uk. The Untitled Sci-Fi Show has its own website, untitledscifishow.co.uk. Go there. You'll find all of, I think I've got this written down as season 3, every episode of season 3, every film, description. We've rated stuff. We don't rate them on the show. You've got to go to the website if you want to see our actual rating, and you can see all the films we've done, where to watch them. We have a random generator that will supply you with one for you to watch out of the list of ones we've done.
It'll also give you the episode that you can go and see what we said about it.
It will say the episode, the intros are there. You'll be able to play a clip and also guess yourself, and then click a reveal button to see. When the episode comes out, you'll see that current guess the intro, but obviously the answers will be locked out until the following episode. So as this releases, if you go on the website, you'll see that the last episode's one will now be available that you'll actually be able to see the answers to, because we don't want you to know them before we record.
Of course.
Because that'd be silly, because then you'll just go there and then send me the answers. There was a little ticker at the top. I update it with news. For example, fantastic video up on the Tom and Rob in the Studio YouTube channel at the moment. We go around St Albans. What do you call it? Summer crime.
The summer crime walkabout.
Yes,
Sorry, there were so many names in my head that I went through before. Just going with that.
It's about an hour long. We walk around St Albans, and 5 particular murders happen, and I've got to guess which one isn't real.
Yeah.
It's really good. Tom's did a great job with it. Go over there, have a watch. Obviously, the Variety Show as well has its own website, thevarietyshow.co.uk.
That's correct.
And again, all the same over there, but a bit more for all the Variety Show stuff. So yeah.
All our social media stuff is all on those channels. All our contact details are on there as well. You can click them and they'll just get through to us. And more importantly, on the front page of the Untitled Sci-Fi Show is the currently watching section. So we will put Repo Man there. You listening to it now, you will know about it, but in the future, if you miss an episode and you just want to tune into what the next episode's going to be about, head to the site and you'll just see what we think, what's going to happen.
Yeah, a little blurb from both of us. And also, the Just Watch thing is linked, so you'll see exactly where Just Watch says you can go get these. But yeah, did a great job, Tom, with the websites. So well done. Thank you very much.
It must have only just been added to Tubi, because Just Watch is updated to say it's on Tubi for free.
Fantastic.
So Just Watch still has it. Okay.
Wicked.
Sorry, Just Watch.
Well, that's it. Thanks, everybody, for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about all the spunk. What can we do? We're 2 lads. See you later.
I'm going to go and wipe myself off.
Can I join?
Car wash.
I'll get the bread.
Thank you for listening to the Untitled Sci-Fi Show. This station is now shutting down and will be back in 2 weeks. May the Force live long and prosper inside of you. This was a Studio Channel 84 network show. To find more, head over to channel84.co.uk now.
We're here with the Chipmunk from the Variety Show, who's quite vocal on their opinion of high life. So, Chipmunk, what was your thoughts?
Absolutely the most bloody awful shit show, waste of 2 hours of my life of a film, with the only redeeming quality being when the woman exploded and we got to see a puppy.